A father gets worried when a mafia boss becomes friends with his son. Book of recaps presenting the movie called Bronx Tale. The story unfolds in 1960, in a working-class Italian-American neighborhood in the Bronx. Lorenzo works as a bus driver to support his wife Rosina and their 9-year-old son Calogero, who is intrigued by the mafia presence and criminal activities in his neighborhood. Lorenzo drops Calogero off while his mother watches from above. Before going upstairs, Calogero sneaks into the bar next door, named Shia Bippi, where mafia boss Sonny and his crew hang out. As he takes a peek, Calogero introduces the people there. Eddie Mush is a degenerate gambler with terrible luck. Calogero claims they call him Mush because everything he touches turns to mush. Jojo the Whale is known for getting fatter by the hour if you stare at him long enough. Frankie Coffee Cake earned his nickname because his face resembles coffee cake. Jimmy whispers, Sonny's right-hand man, got his name because everything is kept secret from him. Rosina catches Calogero inside the bar and scolds him, instructing him to wait in front of the store while she picks up groceries before they head upstairs. When his father returns home from work, he scolds Calogero again, ordering him never to go near the bar. The next day, Calogero, along with his friends Slick and Mario, witnesses Sonny beating up Frankie Coffee Cake and takes turns mimicking Sonny's crew. When a bus filled with black kids passes by their neighborhood, Slick becomes furious. Calogero tries to calm him down, explaining that they're just passing through and advises him not to pay attention. However, Slick ignores him and chases after the bus, hurling racist insults. Lorenzo, witnessing this, becomes enraged and signals for Calogero to meet him by the stairs. While sitting on the stairs, Calogero witnesses a fight between one of Sonny's men and another driver over a parking space. When the driver starts swinging a baseball bat at Sonny's guy, Sonny fires at him and then walks up to shoot him twice at close range, killing him. Lorenzo quickly grabs Calogero and rushes him upstairs, while Rosina hurries to make sure he's okay. Moments later, the police arrive and tell Lorenzo they know Calogero was downstairs during the shooting and ask him to identify the shooter from a lineup. They line up Sonny and his crew, and Calogero goes through each one. But he doesn't point out Sonny. Instead, he tells the officers that none of them are the shooter. As Lorenzo walks him upstairs, Calogero brags about not snitching. He asks Lorenzo if he did the right thing, but Lorenzo responds that he did the right thing for a bad man. He tells Calogero that sometimes in life, you have to do things you don't necessarily agree with, even though they're not right. The next day, as Lorenzo drops off Calogero, he notices a newfound respect from Sonny. Jimmy whispers, gets on the bus, and, as a thank you for Calogero not snitching on Sonny, offers Lorenzo a job that could earn him a lot of money. All Lorenzo has to do is drop off numbers on his bus route. However, Lorenzo respectfully declines, not wanting to get involved in Sonny's criminal activities. As Calogero gets ready for bed that night, he watches the funeral of the man Sonny shot. The following day, while Calogero is fixing his bike, one of Sonny's men tells him that Sonny wants to see him and leads the way. Sonny takes a liking to Calogero and offers him a job serving drinks in the bar, which earns him a lot of tips. Later, while the crew is gambling with dice, Sonny calls Calogero and asks him to join. Calogero hits 11 passes in a row, making a lot of money for Sonny. After the game, Sonny gives Calogero a generous tip before heading home and decides to give him a nickname, telling him that from now on, he will be referred to as C. Sonny treats little C like a son, and as word spreads about their relationship, Calogero quickly notices a change in how people in his neighborhood interact with him, showing newfound respect. Phil the peddler gives him a bag of peaches and refuses to take payment as long as he tells Sonny that Phil looked after him. As he hurries with the peaches, Lorenzo and Rosina discover his stash of money and want to know where it came from. Lorenzo is furious when Calogero informs him that he earned the money while working for Sonny, and he rushes to the bar to return it. Despite Rosina suggesting they could really use the money, Lorenzo adamantly refuses. Lorenzo throws the money on Sonny's table and tells him they can't accept it, demanding Sonny stay away from his son. Sonny responds that he didn't give the money to Lorenzo, but to his son. Sonny asks Calogero to wait outside while they talk, and as he walks away, he tells Lorenzo that he's a good guy and respects him, but warns him not to talk to him that way again. Sonny tells Lorenzo he treats Calogero like a son, but Lorenzo retorts that all he sees around the bar are the clothes, cars, and money. Lorenzo warns Sonny to stay away from his son, which angers Sonny, who orders Lorenzo to leave before he gets slapped. On the way home, Calogero is upset and demands his money back. Lorenzo is forced to smack him when Calogero raises his voice. Calogero tells Lorenzo that Sonny was right. The working man is a sucker. Lorenzo replies that it doesn't take much to pull a trigger, but getting up every morning and working for a living is what makes the working man tough. Lorenzo apologizes for hitting Calogero and tells him he'll understand when he gets older. In the future, Sonny is at the races with an older C and the gang. They're all betting on the leading horse, Kryptonite, and celebrating. Eddie Mush joins in, cheering for Kryptonite. Sonny tears their tickets and leaves, knowing they'll lose since Mush, known for bad luck, also bet on the same horse. However, C stays behind to confirm. As expected, another horse takes the lead and wins the race. C and his friends have their own social club, Deuce's Wild, where they spend most of their time hanging out. They get triggered when a car with black people passes by, but C claims they're just passing through. However, Slick and the boys argue they have no business in their neighborhood. While they argue, Lorenzo stops by and signals for C to join him. Lorenzo asks C if he wants to go to the boxing matches tomorrow, but C is distracted by a girl across from him and isn't listening. When C is dropped off, he notices a man named Louis who owes him $20. He goes after him, but Sonny calls him over and asks what's going on. Sonny explains that hurting someone isn't always the answer. It only costs $20 to get Louis out of his life. And Sonny thinks C got off cheap and wants him to forget it. C is amazed and tells Sonny he's always right. But Sonny responds that if he was always right, he wouldn't have spent 10 years in jail. Sonny talks about a book by Machiavelli, explaining the importance of availability discussed in it. He tells C he can live anywhere but chooses to be there because of availability. Being on the spot means he's close to everything and can see trouble immediately. Sonny advises C to only worry about himself, his family, and the people important to him. Shortly after, a passing motorcycle gang decides to stop for beers at the bar. When Jimmy Whispers tries to kick them out for not being properly dressed, Sonny intervenes and allows them to have their drinks. However, when things escalate and they start throwing beer all over Tony Tupe, Sonny steps in again to kick them out. Insulted and refusing to leave, they find the bar door locked, realizing they've made a huge mistake. Sonny's crew emerges and brutally beats them without mercy. Nicky Zero is outside the bar at night displaying guns for sale. Sonny becomes enraged and slaps Nicky, warning him he's making the place hot and kicking everyone out. He wants C to stay, explaining his friends are troublemakers, and having a gun doesn't make him a man. Sonny doesn't want C to follow his path, saying this life isn't for him. The next day, C is surprised to see the girl from the bus and learns they'll be attending the same school. When his friends want to hang out, C lies about having a test to talk to the girl, Jane. They agree to meet for a movie date. Later, while hanging out, they're angered by black people riding bicycles around the neighborhood. C tries to convince them to leave them alone, but Slick attacks one of the cyclists, and the group follows suit. C pretends to join in while secretly persuading one of the cyclists to stay down. Sonny is enraged by their behavior and advises C to stay away from his troublemaking friends, warning they'll end up dead or in jail. C seeks Sonny's advice on dating a black girl, and is surprised when Sonny tells him that what matters is what's best for C and their feelings for each other, urging him to follow his heart. Sonny offers to let C use his car to make a good impression and wants him to put Jane through the Sonny test. He tells C that when he unlocks Jane's door and lets her in the car, if Jane doesn't reach over to unlock his door as he goes around to unlock his, he should dump her. C also seeks Lorenzo's advice, mentioning a friend who wants to date a black girl. Lorenzo tells him that he has no issue with black people, but believes they should marry within their own race. C challenges Lorenzo's prejudice, wondering what he would say if he wanted to date a black girl. But Lorenzo dismisses the idea, saying he would never do that. C meets Jane for their date and learns that her brother was beaten by Italians the day before. Jane wants to know if C had anything to do with it. C denies being involved, but Jane brings her brother to see if he recognizes C. When he does, he accuses C of being the one who attacked him. In the heat of the moment, C lashes out and calls him a derogatory term, instantly regretting it as Jane hurries off with her brother. C returns the car early, telling Sonny it didn't work out before rushing away. Lorenzo confronts C about driving Sonny's car and urges him to stay away from the bar. C insists that Sonny trusts him, but Lorenzo retorts that Sonny doesn't trust anyone. People fear him. They don't respect him, and there's a big difference. Lorenzo wants C to be someone who works for a living and cares for his family. C tells Lorenzo that the working man is a sucker because he believes Lorenzo, as a bus driver, has nothing to show for it. C storms out, only to find their club has been egged, and his friends are already preparing to retaliate. Before they can pick up CE, Sonny arrives, and the guys scatter. Sonny grabs C, furious, demanding to know where he went with the car. He informs C that the car contained a bomb that didn't explode and demands to know his whereabouts. After smacking C several times and pressing for the truth, Sonny seems to believe C as he eases off. C tells Sonny he's been like a father to him and would never hurt him. When Lorenzo rushes to find out what's happening, he gets punched to the ground. Sonny warns him that next time he should know what's going on before opening his mouth. C walks away and finds his crew, who are waiting for him with Molotov cocktails to retaliate. C joins them, but later regrets it and doesn't know how to leave without seeming like a coward. At a red light, Sonny bangs on the window, ordering C out of the car and smashing Slick's face into the dashboard for telling Sonny to relax. Before leaving, Sonny sternly warns them to stay away from C. In the car, C expresses disbelief that after all this time, Sonny still doesn't trust him. When Sonny says he doesn't trust anyone, C thinks it's a terrible way to live, but Sonny tells him it's the only way he knows. When they arrive, Sonny's men tell C that a girl was looking for him earlier. C rushes off and runs into Jane, who tells him that her brother told her the truth about C helping him. C tells Jane he wants to be with her and doesn't care what anyone thinks. Shortly after their first kiss, C notices Slick and the guys are on their way to Jane's neighborhood and tells her to quickly get in the car. As he walks around the car, he sees Jane reaching over to unlock his door and jumps up in excitement. Slick and the boys arrive in a predominantly black neighborhood and start shooting indiscriminately, followed by throwing Molotov cocktails. One bottle doesn't explode and is thrown back at their car, eventually landing inside. It explodes seconds later, along with the remaining unused cocktails, igniting the car. C and Jane arrive to find the bodies of the guys laid out on the pavement. C isn't sure whether he should be happy to be alive or sad that his friends are dead. He runs back to the bar to see Sonny, but finds a party inside. As he walks through the crowd towards Sonny, he notices someone approaching Sonny with a gun in hand. He screams, but it's too late to prevent him from firing his weapon and killing Sonny. The shooter is the son of the man Sonny killed 8 years ago in front of C. At Sonny's memorial service, C is dismayed to see people talking business and conversing casually, as if no one cares. Eventually, everyone leaves except for C. As he says his final goodbyes to Sonny, he meets a man who introduces himself as Carmine and informs C that he will be taking over the neighborhood. He tells C that Sonny has spoken highly of him and invites him to come see him if he ever needs anything. Thanks for watching.